Hello and welcome to another monthly reading for people born in August. My name is Dr. Karen and I do colour readings, amongst other things. Each month I attempt a general reading based on the colours that are selected for you, and hopefully they will give you some guidance as to how to manage some of the turmoil that occurs in everyday life. If you're new here, you're in for something that you've never experienced before. On the other hand, if you've been here before, welcome back. I'm very, very pleased to see you. I'd like to hear, though, from you in the comments section as to how well, or if not well, these readings are going for you. This month, I'm going to try something a little different, because colour readings are only as good as the questions that are being asked. So let's get into it for you, shall we? This month, I'll be taking a card from the Angel Therapy Oracle, which is made by Doreen Virtue, a famous name within the Oracle community. So, August babies, people born in the month of August. Let's choose an Angel Oracle card for you to go along with this colour reading. And we'll pop that one in under here. And now I'm looking for some colours to describe how people in August coped with 2025 and what they brought with them. What they brought with them in terms of what was available in January and where they're headed in February. And then I want to know what the underlying energy is. So here we have one. Orange on cyan. And then we have black on purple. And then we have purple on red. And the underlying energy will be orange on green. All right, then, what you are bringing with you, August people, from 2025 is orange on cyan. Things were fairly stable and stagnant, and if anything, even potentially boring for you during 2025. And in the real world, all you seem to want to do is crave excitement. But nothing tended to satisfy that feeling of everything is fine, but I want something to do, something different. I want to make new experiences, and that's what the orange is about. Orange is a very social colour, and when it appears as an activity in the real world, it's all about getting out and enjoying yourself, having fun, thinking about what you're doing what you're thinking about. Inside, however, the cyan tends to suggest that nothing was very satisfactory. It wasn't satisfying. It didn't nurture you to the extent that you wanted to be. In January, this, of course, changed because suddenly there was a major disruption. Something disrupted the status quo internally, and now you were feeling quite out of your depth. Purple inside is always about destruction and recreation and redestruction and recreation. So there's a continual series of changes happening place. And in the real world, your response to that was to close off. That's it. I've had enough. I can't deal with any more. Yeah, it's black on purple. So here we have a need to just simply get away, so you're actually not dealing with it. But both of these colours, black and purple, have to do with spirituality. So there was a need inside for developing your spiritual life. And in the real world, you probably spent some time actually attempting to learn the skills that were necessary, meditating, spending time on your own, thinking things through, but it could also be procrastinating about the things that you needed to do in order to enhance that spiritual development. So that was January. What's coming up for you in February is that spiritual development now comes through as, once again, making changes in your life, creating things that weren't there before, destroying what was and no longer serves, and in the whole process, just simply creating the change that you want, but is it actually what you want? Because in underneath you, as the driver for all of this is red. Red is frustration, it's anger, it's rage, it's having too much energy. You want to get things done and you want to get them done now. But in the real world, it's all play. It's all having a go at something and then not being able to get anything substantial out of it, because as soon as it's done, it falls apart and you've got to try it all over again. February is I want it now, but not being able to get it because there is some sort of restriction that's happening in the real world. It's a problem to deal with, and one that you will be facing throughout February. Underlying all of this, once again, is that orange in the real world. You can cope with just about anything that is thrown at you. But here, the underlying energy, unlike here where everything seems to be stable and it's boring because everything's pretty much the same, now there are opportunities that you're looking for. What can you do? What new challenges can you create? What new directions can you head off in? That's the underlying energy. You're becoming very restless. And that restlessness can actually lead you towards more challenges, but it can also lead you straight into the trap of more crises, because that's one of the issues that comes with having orange in the real world. You don't need courage and confidence to overcome a crisis unless there's a crisis there to start off with. So let's have a look at what colours might aid you along the way. Well, for a start, you have black, but there's no white. You have red, there's no yellow. You have green, there's no blue. You have no brown, but you do have orange, and you do, there's no grey, sorry. There's purple, there's no pink, but you do have cyan. So these colours here are the ones that are established as the behaviours that you are indulging in, the skills that you've got, the attributes you're working with throughout the month that leads you into February. What we have here are the colours of those skills and attributes that you're not currently using, but the ones that will help you overcome whatever this is, this need to overcome frustration by just making change for change's sake, and lead you somewhere that's more akin to the sort of life that you're actually looking for. So let's examine what they mean. If you're working with white, and it's the colour that you most like out of those that are missing, then this becomes your default activity when these colours fail to satisfy. White, as the most liked colour, is all about opening up to reality, looking for facts, understanding there is some reality out there that you need to deal with. Being able to do so, being enlightened, being curious, discovering what actually is. On the other hand, if white is the colour that you least like, the one that you dislike the most, then it's because you are closed off from learning something new. You don't like being faced with reality. You don't like having to examine facts. You prefer to live in a world where you can make up your own facts if necessary, an alternative reality. White as a disliked colour means there is a great need for you to become enlightened, and that's the challenge to overcome. If the colour you're dealing with is yellow, yellow is the most liked colour, is all about having fun. It's about enjoying life. It's putting on a happy face. It's learning new things. It's remembering experiences. It's being able to work with your memory and also with your gut feelings. As the most disliked colour, It has to do with anxieties and fears and downright rejection of your gut feelings. Things don't feel right, and you can't really pinpoint what it is that's causing that unease, but that unease nevertheless is almost paralyzing. So it's a case of, if you don't like yellow as a color, the thing you probably need most to do is confront those fears and overcome them. If the color you're dealing with is blue, blue as the most liked color means that you will organize things, you will nurture others, you will make sure that all the ducks are in a row, that everything is where it should be, that your life is on a trajectory that does not change. If the color is disliked, then blue is all about restriction. It's the shut up, do as you're told, get on with the job, don't complain. It's the sort of restrictions that come from either outside of yourself, or you may even impose them upon yourself. Either way, it is a lack of nurturing of you, by you, for you, and focus on others in place of what you should be doing for yourself. If the color you're dealing with is brown, brown in the real world as the color that you most like is all about developing goals and ambitions and finding the skills that are necessary in order for you to progress from where you are now to where you want to be in the future. As a color that's most disliked, it's all about wishing and hoping and thinking and praying and getting absolutely nothing done. Brown as a disliked color is about procrastination. It's about not being able to organize yourself into a particular goal in life, and probably the thing that you most need to do is to start to write a list of those things that you want to achieve. You can work out how to achieve them at a later date, but at least put that much into reality. If the color that you're dealing with is grey, grey as a most liked color is all about being able to tread that fine line between what is and what could be, what is good, what is bad, not having to make the choice, being able to see both sides of an issue. As a disliked color, grey is all about indecision, uncertainty, confusion, not being able to make up your mind about anything. And as such, it leaves you in a state of constant anxiety. It's very closely related to yellow in that respect. If the color that you're dealing with is pink, pink in the real world is being loved by others. It's being a kind and caring and nurturing person for others, but also being a bit of a doormat, because people will take advantage of you if they can. So pink as the most liked color is often allowing others to lead you because you don't have the energy to do it yourself. Pink doesn't have a great deal of red in it. There is a little bit, which means you're still alive, but it doesn't allow you to take charge. And so you are dependent upon what other people offer to you. As a most disliked color, pink is likely to indicate some form of chronic or long-term illness. You need other people's attention, other people's assistance, other people's help, but you are incapable of being able to resist that attention. So you become a bit of a doormat. You find yourself as if this color is disliked, of having other people impinge upon you and do things to you and for you that you really have very little say in. So pink as a disliked color or something to overcome means that you need to learn to love yourself, to look after yourself, to be independent. So which of these colors would you choose as your most liked, and which is the most disliked, to help you through the trials that are coming here? Let's have a look at what the oracle has to say. And for that, I will need my glasses. What we have here is workshops and seminars. Attending and giving speeches is part of your spiritual path and purpose. Be open to teaching and learning. Well, teaching and learning is this combination here. Workshops and seminars is this combination here. Maybe there's a clue in there for you. Let's see. All right then. It's been a slightly different way of dealing with the color reading. But as I said, it's all about the questions that are asked, which brings me to an offer that I made some time ago and no one's taken me up on it, which is if you would like a personal color reading with me, be prepared for some surprises, then please contact me through my email address that I'll leave in the description below this video. I'm not charging for it, and I will take the first 10 people that bother to apply, and they will get a free color reading. It's up to you to decide whether or not you want to comment on it. It'll certainly be private. I will record them, and I will allow you as the only person to see them to let me know what you think. Until we meet again next month for another set of color readings, and I might change the system again, depending on the questions I want to ask. May the colors that you choose help guide you to where you need to be, as well as where you'd like to be. Until then, bye.